Right, hey guys, how we doing? Back into the video from Team 4 Star of the 4 Star Bento channel. I nearly said 4 Star Bento of the Team 4 Star, but we are on another Dragon Ball Daima review, episode 15. And I remember when this episode came out, there was a lot of mixed reviews on the old Facebooks and whatnot. I really like this. I like how much action there is, but people are like, ugh, people with tanks and lasers, boring. I really liked it. Let's see what these guys thought.
Well, Vegeta, you take the 500 on the right.
Brilliant.
I'll take the 500 on the left.
Screw you! I'll take 501.
That's the
Barrett.
spirit.
Kaiser. Episode 15.
It came out.
It's here. We
Came out
watched it.
today. We're talking about it. Day of. Insane. Crazy.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah, it is absolutely bonkers. that
yeah.
we're watching it.
I mean, most
the
people
day
are
it
going
came
to see this on Sunday, so it's not day of for you guys. But we saw it today, so we get
It's
to talk
true.
about it
Or
Sunday.
who knows when this will come out, honestly, because
Yeah.
as of right now, 13 and 14 is not dropped on YouTube yet. But either way, we're caught up.
We are caught
have
up.
watched this day of. And
I really
we
liked
mentioned
this
last
episode.
time when we talked that this was supposed to be like they're gonna do like a live release of this one. And after you saying that, after watching it, I'm like, why?
Yeah, I'm also in the same boat.
Huh.
I don't want to come off as negative either,
It's
because
not a
there's
bad episode. It's not. It's just not a. Oh, I want to go see this live. With
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
the homies.
Yeah.
kind of episode, you know?
I would not have hyped this up so much.
Nah. For sure.
Yeah.
Power scalers, they're gonna have a conniption on this
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just going to chalk it up to their kid bodies just not being as strong as their adult bodies. That's all
But
I'm.
at the same time, Vegeta can go Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, but
Goku
like
can
we've
go
already
Super Saiyan
Power
3.
we've already established that the ability to go a certain level of Super Saiyan does not indicate their level of power.
No, but one level of power scaling that we do have from the base, like Dragon Ball Z, is that we know that the Tamagamis are in fact stronger than Dabura because he could not beat them.
That is also true.
And Dabura, somewhere around perfect cell level.
Yes.
Therefore, this army shouldn't be shit.
Yeah, it's true. This
Damn, yeah, okay, straight up. Wow, yeah, he's right.
army should be getting like washed. And it doesn't even. I'm not even sure that they care so much about not killing people, because I don't think Vegeta's out here pulling his punches.
No, when Vegeta blasts through that one thing's cockpit, I'm like, those pilots are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see parachutes. You don't see people evacuating before they.
Maybe they were cargo robots. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of ships that did not seem to have anybody. You didn't hear any voices. You didn't see any people flying them. So, but
What like the kind of credence I'll give the power scaling side of it is maybe the weapons themselves. Even though Neva does say if they hit you in your vitals, you're gonna die, boy. Maybe they're like, I don't know, magic blasters. They seem to like act on stun. Like I can buy the body getting like, oh gee, just kind of seized up by it, but I don't know. And the fact that there are a lot of them firing at once.
There's a lot. There's a lot of them.
Fine, whatever.
Yeah,
they
I don't
still
know.
they still should not, like, one good Final Flash or Kamehameha should wipe like half the row of them.
I agree. Like it's dumb, and frankly, like most of the episode is just there's like some parts that I really remember that stuck out. Like one of the most phenomenal shots in this entire episode is Goku using the Nyoibo, hitting a guy, and it's spinning, him hitting the guy again, and then him getting hit with the falling
As it
Nyoibo.
falls down, yeah,
Did you
so
see
sick.
That
Yeah.
Some of the choreography is
it
absolutely
was
class.
sick.
Like, yeah.
I love that.
No, there's still some great bits of animation in here, and that's why I don't mind that much. I'm just saying, if you are a power scaler, what are their feats level? Like, if you're a feet fetishist, you're gonna hate this.
No, it's bullshit. They should be stronger than this. Fully established. I am trying to meet the show where it is, though. And unfortunately, even meeting with the show where it is, this episode's still lackluster.
A little, yeah, because
I
there's
liked
just
it.
a lot of running around, fighting nothing. It feels like Piccolo's gonna get involved, and yet he still doesn't. A lot of that, and we do get a great Hibis scene, though. I did love the Hibis, and by the way, good on you calling out the belt eye.
Oh,
Correct.
I mean,
100% correct.
yeah, I mean that
In
was
retrospect,
He's like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
that is very Chekhov's eye belt, but
I think a lot of people had that. I'm certainly not like ahead of the curve on that one.
no. But when you said it, I hadn't thought about it, and I'm like, oh damn, no. He's right.
Yeah.
I am really happy that honestly, I wasn't sure if I wanted there to be a story behind it. I am glad that we got the story behind the belt. There is a part of me though that's like, wow, okay, so you brought this belt, like the eye up. You brought the eye up a couple of times throughout the show, and then you finally tell us what it is when it becomes plot relevant. And that's sort of
In like the final 5 episodes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate it necessarily, but it is also one of those things where like, damn, you saved all the exposition for this one chunk, and this again just comes down to how poorly I think the story is being told.
I don't know. I still quite like it. I suppose, yeah, it would make more sense for it to be even. But again, it's 20 episodes. I think there's a lot going on for what a normal Dragon Ball Z series would be within these 20 episodes. You know what I mean? Like, it's normally like 100 something, blah, blah, blah. And I just really love when it adds extra stuff to the Z lore, you know? We learn about Deborah and all this. Wait a minute. Sorry, why have I got 2? Sorry, this is important. No, we're good. Okay. I have a very, very important meeting tomorrow. Yeah, I love the added extra stuff. We find out about Deborah and what he did and how he became, you know, the guy that rules over, you know, the
Like this
demon.
episode-
It was weird that it cut to narration there, out of all things.
Yeah, and it's not like the show hasn't had some narration for some parts, but the show itself has just been so clunky with all of its exposition, like insanely bad. Like, this is really Bush League stuff. I'm trying to enjoy the show, but like, also in this episode, oh hey, we start off with them against this army, and then they beat the army in a way that just feels really like they beat that first group of like soldiers in a way that felt really anticlimactic because they're getting overwhelmed and then they're not.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was. It's like, oh, we're being overwhelmed, and then they beat them. It's like, oh, okay. When they all started running away, I thought like they were running away from something else. It seemed so weird that it happened. And nope, they had just beaten them, and then they were moving on, and then they find another group of soldiers, and then they start fighting them, and it's like, what is this pacing? Like, this is supposed to be this big fight, and then at the very...
Is that a Funko Pop? I don't think it is, but it could be. It's just orange, but then the front's white, but it could be the lighting.
At the end, fucking Pansy's dad and his crew shows up.
I thought that was
and I'm like,
cool!
I don't know who any of these...
I will say, I liked their designs. I liked their thing. That their Demon A team looking asses.
Oh, I like all their designs. I like the power set. I like the fight. But also, yo, really could have used you guys, like, seated a little sooner. You're just kind of showing up
We saw them all. We got it established who they are.
in this big fight. Why do I care? Like,
Oh, I mean, like, there's the couple that were a bit like that, but like the woman and, you know, we've seen them all with the training bit just before, like, you know.
to make me care about something, and I just don't care about anything.
It was just a lot of things are happening.
Yeah.
And very little, like, reason, like, not necessarily, like, no reason for it, but just a lot of, I don't know, like, it was a series of events rather than a story.
Yeah, that's kind of what this entire show has been, a series of events.
But never so much as it has been in this episode, I feel. At least, like, you know, early Daima, you know, the first 6, 7, 8 episodes, it really did have that adventure aspect to it. Where you're discovering new things, and now you kind of had this chance to do kind of like a Red Dawn thing where you're like, you know, hiding, you know, avoiding patrols if you wanted to go that route. But it's mostly just them being like, oh man, we're being shot at again. Guess we should run.
Well, yeah, because the series has had this bad habit of introducing something that could hinder our heroes and then immediately undoing it, immediately solving it. Like, oh, yeah, Goku has trouble getting around. Oh, well, he has the instant transmission. He can get it out of basically any spot. Oh, hey, we've got these collars around our necks that are keeping us
And then
under,
Shin just goes,
like,
yeah,
under
yeah,
rule.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, well,
Oh, hey, Shin immediately knows how
Yeah.
to counter it.
yeah, it's just there are so many things that the show provides conflict for that they're just like, nah, it's not actually a conflict. We're just going to move on. But we're also going to move on at a terrible pace. Like, it's so weird because I know that this entire time we've been trying to go save Dende, but with the Tamagami detour, that kind of got lost a little bit. And now I'm like, oh, right, all this is to save Dende. They're going to Goma's so they can get Dende and then use the Dragon Balls to restore their ages. But because a lot of it has felt so disconnected, and like the amount of screen time every group has gotten has been so weirdly paced and placed, it's just, I have to remind myself what our stakes are because the show is doing such a poor job and making me invested in it.
Yeah, and
Oh, wow.
with like 5 episodes remaining at this point.
And like, it doesn't help that we got like maybe one scene with Dende actually at Goma. It's so easy to forget he's even there. There's the one scene
There is
where like the nurse is telling him a nursery rhyme or a bedtime story.
Yeah, just reading him a bedtime story.
Yeah, and that was it. And like the next thing we like.
I do agree. Not enough time has been spent establishing that Dende is actually there or the reason why they are going. I will agree with him on that one.
In the next episode preview, apparently Degasu is going to like use him as a hostage, so that might be fun. But it's just, I don't know. I hate being negative because there are so many things in the show that I actively enjoy when I'm watching it, but there are also things that I feel like it's trying to do that it's failing at doing for me because it just was so haphazardly put together.
Yeah, this is only like one of a few episodes that I felt like I was kind of underwhelmed by. Like, this is an episode that I felt like if I could binge like another couple.
This was the episode that made me go, oh, okay, yeah, Daima's cooking. Like, it's got stuff going on. I was really down with this episode. Oh my god.
Episodes beyond it, I'd probably be fine.
Oh yeah.
But watching this episode in isolation, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like it's not like it was lacking in action. It still had some great animation beats. It still had that very charming Hibis scene that I really liked. I mean, again, Hibis is on screen. I'm happy. I love Hibis. He is my favorite character in this show.
So I only got to watch the episode once. I was going to watch it twice, but I had a very hectic morning. Who is that girl? That's either
like I was thinking like, did Degasu like
gender bend?
disguise him?
Yeah, I can't tell.
Yeah, I originally thought that he'd like done a spell or something to turn himself into a girl.
Magic, or did he hire some honey cutie? Like,
or is that just Arinsu?
it's not Arinsu. We know, like, it wasn't Arinsu. Her skin color was way off, and her tits were smaller.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
It's true. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to double check because I'm very curious.
I'm
Because
pretty good at judging size, my guy.
Okay, all right. So, she's blue with white
Arinsu
hair.
Is purple.
Huh?
Arinsu is purple.
Yeah,
Awesome
and Arinsu
And
is purple.
hot.
And then Degasu, I think Degasu's got. Is he blue? I feel like he's blue.
He is blue.
Okay, so I think that was Degasu in disguise.
No.
Wait, no. No, actually, no. Degasu is a light lavender.
Pink, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say the only reason that I don't think it was him is because his entire thing is like, I need to get that belt, and then he shows up later in a scene with Goma and he doesn't just hand over the fucking belt.
Yeah. Okay. Either that's Degasu in disguise, or like either Degasu.
I think it's just an agent.
It is
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a
might be.
random girl, yeah.
Yeah, that might also be it. It might literally just be, oh, we gotta like just hired somebody to go in and get it. Which, yeah, the scene with again Hibis just being the best character in the show.
I
Like,
love it. Like this cutie honey walks up. She's like, "Hey, that's a cute belt you got there."
I give you a kiss.
It's my favorite. If you let me have it, I'll give you a kiss. Bitch,
Don't be
why I
s-
want that?
yeah,
Yeah.
don't be
Said-
stupid.
Don't be stupid. Give me that hat. She's got this like big.
Yeah, he's like, I want that hat. Yeah, I'll trade
She's
it.
like, okay.
Yeah,
Hands her the hat, puts it on. He just bounces with it. Hands her the belt.
it's
Like good trade. Ibis.
Yeah,
Sigma male ibis.
it's pretty great. Honestly, there's a part of me that would almost complain, like, "Wow, that's really how that went down." But no, it's so perfectly Toriyama that I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah,
really,
definitely is.
Absolutely Toriyama, and it's absolutely in character for the character of Ibis that we've been given.
yeah, I'm down with this. I'm okay with this development.
I know there are people out there that don't like him, and you're wrong. You're wrong. He's so good.
So I will say, one of the things you mentioned earlier was that this episode had a lot of action in it. And I think that's sort of like, it's not the problem, but the problem with the action, which I've wanted, truth be told, I have wanted some more action in this show. The issue I ultimately come down to with the action in a lot of Dragon Ball stuff, but Daima very specifically, is the nature of the action itself,
Okay, yeah.
and the purpose behind it and the stakes. The show is desperately trying to get you to believe that they're on the ropes, but if you've watched Dragon Ball, you know
they're
that they
not really,
shouldn't be.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be on the ropes. This is ridiculous. But even if you buy that, they're like, okay, fine, whatever. This dumbass army can apparently like rival Cell, whatever. Even if you take it at that value, it's just them fighting a bunch of mooks who don't matter. They're just a bunch of soldiers, and none of the choreography is so good and so imaginative and so creative that I was like, oh damn, they're going crazy with this.
Yeah,
like again,
it's a lot of fluff.
Yeah, and it's a lot of like blasting planes and dodging shots, and then we finally see, oh my god, it's so pathetic. We finally see Vegeta have to eat one of the bugs.
Yeah.
He went up against a Tamagami and did not take this.
That's
much
also
damage.
true, yeah.
And mind you, like the damage he took like one blast. He's like, hey, he got one of them healing bugs.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's a few blasts,
It's
like,
nonsense.
Like, how
Also, there are so
strong
many
these
parts
damn
like
guns, man.
yeah, and like Goku gets taken down at one point, and then everyone fires on him, but it does nothing. Like
Because
he
Goku's
has taken
stronger.
since that other shot. Like, what's happening? Why are
Yeah, Piccolo, Goku, and Vegeta get taken down by the splash damage of one tank shell.
Which I actually I thought that was neat. I thought it was like an interesting weapon. Like, oh hey, yeah, like an AOE attack that takes down everybody who's touching the ground. That's actually really
Yeah,
neat.
it's pretty sick.
But then they kind of just get up and move.
Yeah,
Like-
they walk it off.
Yeah, no, like this is bad, guys, this is bad. Like, what are you doing? Why is this? Why is Daima?
Goku's been fighting armies since he was 12.
Yeah, like honestly, this entire episode feels like it was like the second half of another episode.
When the tank, like when that like big smoke wall showed up and you saw like the like figures approaching, I expected it to be like the Beta Ginyus. But
Yeah,
it was
and-
just
and-
those tanks. I'm like, okay, so I guess we're still saving them for some reason.
Yeah, the Beta Ginyus don't even. Oh god, they had that entire episode, like, well, half an episode dedicated.
yeah,
to
that's
them.
actually true.
Then
Yeah,
they don't
they
even
should have
show up
used
in the
them.
next episode. And instead, again, it's just a bunch of soldiers who don't mean anything. And it's like, okay, and oh yeah, and then at the very end, interestingly, Goma's like, well, we still have the super guys, right? We have our the elite group, and then
they actually call them the Gendarmerie Force.
yeah, and just Degasu's like, okay, whatever.
Well, no, Degasu's the one that brings them up, and Goma's like, yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
Well, yeah. Like, it. I don't know.
And we still haven't seen exactly what kind of a threat Goma is. We haven't seen him use like any real magic or anything. And
Yeah, it's just, again, it's really hard to not talk about future episodes because it's nice to put it. As soon as the eye thing comes into play, story takes a plot, well, not a plot twist. Story takes a bit of a turn that I wasn't seeing, but I was completely down for. I love it.
Right?
I mean, we've seen that, like, you know, he's clearly lower than Dabura because he served under Dabura. And in some ways probably idolized him because he's like, oh shit, somebody killed this guy? Fuck. And he needs Abra's third eye to deal with it. So, I don't know. Will he become a threat? Will we see what this guy can do? I guess that's for the future. But
Jiren,
yeah,
Volume
this
2.
episode did kind of feel like a lot of empty fluff, not a lot of moving forward, just a lot of lateral movement.
Yeah, and that. Again, I'm trying not to be negative, but like this.
I'm not either. Like, I still think that, like, you know, the animation's up to snuff. I still love Hybis. Like, there's still some fun character stuff going on. It's just that this episode was a lot of empty calorie. I wouldn't put it on the level of something from, like, that stupid Heroes card game show we watched.
yeah.
I think the best stuff in that show was still better than this.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, the best of Heroes will always include that one heart scene, which is kind of wow. Which by the way,
Did you actually get a Hearts thing?
I got this. I got this little guy.
You got a Hearts mini?
Yeah, I told you. We in this house we stand Hearts. I'm probably never gonna read the manga. I'm sorry for everybody in the comments who thought that we should have read the manga. I totally understand. I get it. You know what? Maybe we should have. I'm not gonna. I have no particular interest in all of that. But I like Hearts.
I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I don't read.
Yeah, this is also true. Yes, this is also true. Yeah, no, I barely read the Dragon Ball Super manga, okay? And that I'm not reading the Heroes manga. Y'all can like it. I'm not going to say it's bad. I've never read it. And I never will. But Hearts, we like Hearts. We stand Hearts. He's cool. Hearts is cool.
Fair. Yeah, when it comes to this, I'm trying to think of like any other like real standout moments. Mr. Steak.
I thought that the art and animation during the whole explanation of the third eye was pretty good. I liked all that sequence.
I still love Abra's design.
The designs in this show are so good. Like, I am so glad we moved away from whatever Super was trying to do, and I'm so glad we're away from everything GT was trying to do. Like GT's color schemes and all their like designs. Never a fan of those. I'm much bigger fan of everything that Daima's been doing character design wise.
Yeah, like Pansy's dad, like her whole crew. I like their designs. I love Thick Sword Lady. Like,
Thick Sword Lady.
She's cool.
She's pretty good.
Yeah, like everybody on that crew. I'm like, oh man, this is how they should have designed the Beta Ginyu Force. At least these people look distinct.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If those guys had been our like gendarmerie force, if they'd used designs like that, I would be so psyched. I would be like, oh damn, that's great. But no, we got generic henchmen with slightly different body types. Great.
Honestly, fingers crossed, it's that crew that goes up against the Beta Ginyus and not our main crew, because at least then I can buy conflict.
That would be fun. Look, if the last 4 episodes of this has a bunch of bullshit like that, where we see the gendarmerie force go up against Pansy's like royal like,
it's clearly like a mafia family.
Yeah. If that's what happens, and then like Goku and Vegeta go up against Ku and Do, all right, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, we just need to find a place to slot Piccolo in there somewhere.
Yeah, do something.
Piccolo, why are you here?
Yeah,
the episode
so
even tried to give you a purpose, and
they keep bringing him up. They keep like, oh yeah, and Piccolo's here. Look at him. They got a warrior Namekian on there. So anyway, don't worry about him. He's there.
It's funny because we finally got Piccolo brought. I remember in GT, we could not stop saying for the life of us, man, they really should have brought Piccolo.
And then when they did,
This sucks.
If he ends up being the one to fight like Goma or something, what if this really does become an Elseworld thing and Piccolo just becomes the king of the demon world? What if he is the demon king again?
That could be funny.
I don't see that happening.
There's some comedy to be had there.
I'd dig on that. Like if this just becomes its own separate canon. In fact, I'd be happy with that. I'm happy with Elseworld stories. I'm really happy that DC, like just to kind of branch out, is doing that where they're not focusing on one singular universe. You can tell stories with characters that have existed. It's fine. I don't mind. Nothing is sacred, especially in Dragon Ball.
Man, I feel like this is easily the most negative I've been, and I feel bad, but I don't know. I think the thing that gets me really frustrated is that we're near the end. We only have a couple more episodes left.
I'm really enjoying it.
We're in the third act. Like this is the opening episode of the third act, basically. So
I feel like the last episode was the opening episode of the third act.
Yeah, that was kind of like the tweener episode where we're jumping between, but this is the definitive third act. We are there. This is the climax. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know.
We still need to get to the final conflict and one episode of falling action, probably. Either way, this might be the least hype I've been on the show. I still think it is
So
better
confused.
than I still think it's at least mid.
Well,
It's not enough to turn me off of the show. Let's put it that way.
the ending's gonna have to pull out like these last batch of episodes are gonna have to pull out some crazy shit. They really do.
If it can stick the landing, like I said, I think this might be top 3 Dragon Ball for me.
Like I said before, I would watch this over GT. I don't know about the best of Super. Definitely over the worst of Super. Well, the worst of Super is worse than the worst of GT to me. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. Like, it really is sort of mid in that like its best stuff is really good. I just really wish that this whole script had gotten a second pass. It really needed it.
I felt like the action of like them fighting the schoolboy giant was more dynamic than this.
Yes,
more
it was.
interesting.
Yeah, them fighting the schoolboy giant was way more interesting than this entire episode.
Oh, no,
the stuff with the
no.
third
The
eye
eye and
was
that.
information
Yeah.
that I'm really glad that we have. I could argue.
I did like seeing young Deborah.
Yeah. I would argue that it's information that we should have gotten earlier. I would argue very loudly it's information we should have gotten earlier. Not the whole story, but you talk about a MacGuffin and you don't explain what it is until the last 5 episodes. What's wrong with you?
I think I don't mind it so much because I felt like the MacGuffin was kind of immediately like, oh yeah, this is just a thing that gives them extra power.
I
And
guess
that's
so.
basically what it was. So
If it ends up being kind of a joke, that'd be fun. Like if it ends up being like a joke, like not necessary at all or not helpful, that I'd almost laugh at that. I'd almost find that genuinely like, okay, that's some good comedy out of the show. You introduced it, then you like at the last second you built it up, and no, actually it was nothing. That would be funny because at the moment, what I really care about is Ku and Do. I just want
it's true.
Ku and Do.
I want more of them.
The fact that they were asleep in this episode was a little bit sad because I'm like, they're kind of the only things that I feel like are going to bring this
I like what
series
happens.
to a satisfying finale. In that, if a fight happens between them and the gang, I'm fully invested. I want to see that.
And it kind of has to, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they're obviously going to fight, but like they're the only fight I care about now.
No.
Like all this
no.
other conflict, I kind of don't care
I'm worried that they're just not going to like the next few episodes then, because I really like what happens.
about it because the series has absolutely dropped the ball in making me care. So, sorry. I
No,
am
you're fine. You are more than you are more than welcome to have your opinion.
Period.
I know.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I'm just like I'm more towards the I'm fine with it side.
Yeah. And I think on most days I might be more fine with it. I think just today I think I'm coming in this a little hot.
Coming in hot, coming in
Yeah.
coming in deep. The one thing I kind of wanted in this episode was after that Hibis scene, I wanted them to link back up, him just be wearing the hat, and just somebody comment like, "Oh, hey, cool hat."
Yeah.
Where'd your belt go? The hat.
Shit. Oh, hey, nice hat. Yeah. Boing boing. Maybe that Hibis chunk could have been like 3 minutes longer, and it would have been like a 10% better episode. Who knows?
Possibly. I really do like Degasu's whole like it's like that's the evil eye. I know that eye anywhere.
Isn't
Isn't that just how all
All
eyes
eyes look, yeah.
Isn't that what all eyes look like?
Yeah.
Shut
I like how Goma's right, but also Degasu's got a point. Like, what the fuck? What?
I stared at it.
Just an eye.
longed for it.
But yeah, we'll see. It's 20 episodes, I think. That was confirmed.
Yep, we got 5 more to go.
Yeah, 5 more episodes left. We are, oh man. It's so weird that we're 3/4 through the show. I feel like it's been no time, but a lot of time.
Yeah, and this episode, like, it got some exposition in there. and it added more characters to the scene, but it really didn't feel like it moved a whole lot forward. It's got a lot of legwork ahead of it in these last couple episodes.
Yeah, it's wild to me that it's going to be 20 episodes total, when I feel like we've gotten 13 episodes of plot. Wild
Huh.
stuff.
That said, I appreciate it not wasting my time, like in that regard. Where
Really?
it's only going to be 20 episodes. Okay, you know what?
Yeah, all right. I'm down with that. Yeah, it's like it's a condensed story.
I can't watch One Piece. I cannot dedicate 30,000 minutes of my life to a show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit, I don't watch the One Piece anime. I read the manga, and
I'm
then I
same.
watch the really cool segments with all those awesome animators like
I watched the live
on
action.
YouTube.
I like
Arasaka
that.
Gaboru.
I like because it's a
Sorry.
different story.
Also,
Yeah.
though, watch Don to Don. Watch Don.
Mate,
I've
yes.
watched some of that.
So good.
I like it. I like it. Sick animation. Good
So
shit.
cool.
Probably too much genital jokes for my
I can see that.
taste, but I guess that's just the vibe of the show. And you know what? Whatever. That's the thing. I also started watching that Sakamoto Days thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Digging that so far.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it honestly, like, as somebody who has
feel
read
like not a lot of
manga
people
on
are
that one,
talking
I'm
about
gonna
it.
stick with the manga. I think the anime adaptation's like weird. Like, I don't think it's
That's
bad,
what people
but I
are
also
saying.
think it's
I think that's
just kind
the
of
thing. Like, it's got such a huge like manga audience. I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'll just stick to that. Thank you.
like weirdly produced.
Some things just don't translate right or whatever.
I
Like,
think I just like the comedy better when it was on the page, and
Hmm.
when it's animated, it just
there's something about the page turn.
also
It,
like
like,
a lot of
hits.
those visual jokes aren't really carrying over very well. I don't know. I also like it. I like I like the Sakamoto Days manga well enough. So if you like the anime, then I mean I'm glad you do.
Yeah, been enjoying it so far. Maybe like I don't know. Unfortunately, it's doing that like week to week release thing on Netflix as well, which I mean I guess is better for their business model, but sucks for me.
Week to week is the better, just the better business model in general. Like
Yeah.
it's something I'm really glad that we're going back to because it was killing the hype for shows. Like barely anybody talked about Stone Ocean. I mean,
Yeah.
besides the fact that Stone Ocean, I
Which was
think
so annoying because they just did it in 3 blocks, didn't they? It's like, here's one block episode, here's another, and then it was so long in between. I think Invincible's done it right this time round, where they just went, right, here's 3 episodes to just get you into it, then we're doing an episode every week. That is freaking, that's a really good way of doing it.
it's just kind of a like in terms of
Stone
JoJo,
Ocean was
it's
so
not
good
that
as
great.
well.
It definitely got kneecapped by the fact that they dropped the whole goddamn show or the whole first half of the season.
They dropped it in seasons, which
They did it in 3 blocks.
I'm a binge watcher. I like that. I will wait for episodes to come out for something in order to watch it. Like I still haven't watched that Agatha show. I still haven't watched Skeleton Crew on
Oh,
Disney.
yeah. Oh, I need to watch Skeleton
And
Crew,
I've
actually.
heard good things about both. But
I need to watch
Yeah.
the last 2 episodes of Agatha all along. Still saving them though for. I think I'm saving them just before because I booked in to go see the new Captain America movie. I'm excited. I did a whole Marvel binge last year to catch up with everything. So, because back in the day, my God, that was my jam. Go in the cinema to see every single Marvel movie. I was the guy that knew everything, and now I know nothing. So caught up, and I'm loving it
But
again.
again, it was killing hype. Nobody was talking about it episode to episode. People were just basically like, because the real problem that you were running into was people would watch all the episodes, but then not know how much they could talk about. So like they weren't going on social media and talking about certain parts, certain scenes, and since they had watched so much of it, they didn't know what they wanted to talk about in general. Like watching episode to episode, I'm currently watching the second season of Severance. Yo, fucking, I can't wait for next week, and I've been talking with all my friends about what happened in this last week's episode. So, also Severance, really good show. You know, why don't we just, you know what? This entire episode is just us
New
talking
podcast!
about stuff you should be watching besides Dragon Ball Daima. God damn.
Damn.
you can still watch Daima. Still watch Daima. Daima's fun.
I like
But
it.
once you
I
get
really
done,
like
go
it.
watch these better shows.
Arguably better. Yeah. I mean, in Severance's case, probably inarguably, but I mean, depending your age demographic and the kind of shit you like to watch.
Yeah.
But if you're into little boys, you know, shonen anime, That's the way.
Kind of had to a little bit too long of a pause in that one.
Yeah.
Too long of a
As soon as
pause.
it said little boys,
By
it
the
was
way,
like,
also Shangri-La Frontier.
Yo!
Throw that out there.
Yes! Oh my god, Shangri-La Frontier is just consistently peak.
I got back into it. Season 2, still good, still real good.
Haven't watched any of that.
It's yo.
Any of
it's
it?
My favorite isekai, but not an isekai.
Okay. Take that for what it's worth.
But yeah.
I'm trying to think of like other things. Like I've been rewatching a lot of stuff. Like I just rewatched Through the Wire. That show still holds up so damn well, man.
Yeah, I have been subjected to the you haven't seen The Wire plenty
You
of
haven't
times.
seen The Wire?
Yeah.
Watch The Wire, motherfucker.
It's hard for me to watch cop shows nowadays. Just in general.
Here's the thing. It's not just a cop show.
Oh, I know.
It's about,
Trust me.
It's about the city.
Oh, I know all about it. I've watched whole things talking about the show without spoiling much. Like it's just I just can't. It's hard for me to watch that stuff nowadays. It was hard for me. It was hard enough for me to finish Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I liked that show.
That's funny.
And that was lighthearted, and that was like, yeah.
The Wire still might be like top 3 television of all time for sure.
Whoa, of all
For real, for
time.
real.
I could see it. I mean, I know a lot about what makes it really good.
Anyway, what do you think about The Wire?
Yeah,
tell us in the comments below how you think Hibis would improve The Wire. Do you think Hibis and Stringer would get along?
I think
I
Hibis
need
would
to know.
be. I think Hibis would either be the worst drug dealer or the best drug dealer.
Hibis and Bubbles would absolutely get along.
Hibis
Bubbles
and
gets along with everybody though.
sorry, wrong Bubbles. I think.
Bye.
I like that. I like watching them just talk about these things. But yeah, a little bit more negative than I thought they'd be. So I'm a bit worried now because like I like what happens in the next few episodes, and from what they just said, it's like oh no. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Thanks for watching.